What's good, everybody? Let's go. We're waiting on him. One more time. And yes, let's wake up those paws. Let's wake up those paws. Let's get that face together. Then we gotta shake it off. Do, 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 do. How everybody doing this morning? It's your boy Bugatti NYC. Let me get this camera straight. Hope everybody's having a fantastic morning, because I know I am. What's good with everybody? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo! Y'all ready? Because it's Tuesday, April 8th. That's right, y'all. 2025. I'm your boy Bugatti NYC, and this here's our bottom line, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and that. Just got me pissed. How is everybody doing this morning? It's your boy Bugatti NYC. Welcome to another episode of our Bottom Line, where we put it together, we drop the clips, we explain what we got going on in the comments, and we keep it moving, y'all. That's what we do over here. Today, we are celebrating. We are celebrating a very serious situation that happened, and I want to let you guys know that I am so happy about it. I had to put on the tux. Yes, I'm so happy that President Trump actually won the Supreme Court situation temporarily against Judge Bozeman, who basically was trying to hold back the migrants from going back. Guess what? Supreme Court says no, he can do that. So I felt like I wanted to celebrate good times. So that tux and I said, come on, let's celebrate. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. We're celebrating. Also, you know what else we're celebrating? Life. Life, life. We're celebrating life. We're celebrating being here for another day. So what if I got a tux on? I just felt like I wanted to go all out and put on the tux for you guys today. So that's what I decided to do. We got so much in the clip. We got a lot to get into. I hope everybody had a fantastic evening last night, because I know I did. I slept very well. Got back up 2 o'clock, something like that. I said, let me go ahead and keep on pulling some more information. And luckily I did, because we got so much more new information that came in at like 12 o'clock. Got some information that came in at like 2. So I'm like, wait a minute, got to do some updates. So yes, your boy was updating all the way up until, want to be honest, 30 minutes ago. So I'm hopefully what I put together for you guys today has a lot to follow ups, a lot of new information, and a lot of stuff that basically is going to fill us in and let us know where we're at right now. Make sure that you're chiming in and letting me know where you're chiming in from, because that always helps. Want to get to the comments real quick and see how everybody's doing. Who's in here today? We got Car Care. They say the sun shines for all, but in some people's world, it never shines at all. I like that, Car Care. Angels Among Us says, looking sharp. Thank you so much, Angels. Mr. Good Citizens, tariffs are working. And we got Rebecca, good morning from Grand Rapids. Batty Lynn, good morning from Detroit. And y'all know what I'm ready to do. I'm ready to get to work, because we got a lot in the clip and there's so much to cover. Let's get right into it. I want to get into this thumbnail and we're going to start explaining where we're going today. Keep on chiming in, letting me know where you guys are chiming in from. That's majorly important here, because we do make sure that in the subcategories, we include your state, city, and country where we can. Let's go for it. Let's pick a couple of areas where we're going to start at. I'm going to pick right here in the middle, where this thumbnail says what? It says, Trump says, I would love to send U.S. criminals to El Salvador prisons. Boom. Basically trying to say the hardest of the criminals in the United States, people that commit murders and things like that, SA against children, do all types of weird things. He said, you know what? I would actually consider sending those people over to these same supermax prisons that's in El Salvador. We got the clip of him saying that, and let's keep on moving forward because we got a lot more to go. Also, we can't forget and we cannot put past what else is going on here. We've got Wall Street. That's Wall Street is bracing for more impact from tariffs. As you know, not only do we have serious situations going on, that was a good tongue twister, with immigration as well as a lot of other things. We've also got tariffs right now, which is a major consideration, and we got the numbers to show behind it, guys. So we got that coming up as well. Last but not least, we've got what China calls the U.S. bullies after President Trump implements a worldwide tariff increase. As you know, there's been tariffs that we just spoke about not even seconds ago. But China is basically responding, and they're calling the U.S. bullies, as well as implementing another 34% tax. But guess what? Trump says by tomorrow, if they don't lighten up, he's going to implement a 50% increase on their tax and on their tariffs, bringing their total up to at least about 114% tariffs, which is a lot of tariffs. Let's get into these clips. Let's get into the work. Let's go for it, guys. I want to show you guys the first clip that we have here, which is basically what's going on with the Houthis, who are a subfraction of the Iran military. And basically they're taking their last bit of hits right now because President Trump has basically called in airstrikes against them. So the remaining amount of Houthis are really taking a major hit right now. Let's get right into this clip right here because I like to stack this deck. Good morning, everybody. Let's go. Let's go.
U.S. airstrikes. The Houthi health ministry has said that U.S. airstrikes have killed at least 2 people and wounded 9 others near Yemen's northwestern city of Sada.
Earlier, the U.S. Central Command released a footage showing fighter jets being launched from an aircraft carrier said to be in continuous operations against Iran-backed Houthis. The Harry S. Truman Carrier Strike Group has been launching airstrikes as it conducts the biggest military attacks against the Yemeni group as per President Donald Trump's order. The strikes are meant to force the Iran-aligned Houthis to renounce attacks on shipping in the Red Sea, including against U.S. warships.
As a result, look at what's happening here.
A video from the scene showed a damaged 2-story building with dozens of destroyed solar panels scattered around the ground. The store, located in Hafsain of Sada, also included a residential building.
Yeah, so you guys can see actually what's going on right now with these Houthi strikes. They've been causing havoc, wreaking havoc all over the Black Sea, not letting shipping go through. They've also started shooting at U.S. fighter ships. So basically, this is the retaliation. Sadly, there's a lot of people and lives being lost in this. And Iran, like I told you guys 2 days ago, they've already pulled back support for the Houthis. But Donald Trump basically wants to eliminate this fraction totally. And this is how he's going about doing it. Check it out, y'all. Keep on watching. Let's go.
This American aggression targeted one of the commercial solar energy stores. We tell the American aggression that this will not deter us, nor affect our determination, for we are moving forward in supporting our brothers in Gaza. Whatever the price we have to pay, we will sacrifice with our blood, our people, and ourselves until God grants us victory.
This has always been my problem with the going against people in the Middle East. Ever since I was a child, we've been making jokes and knowing of what. They've been willing to fight with their life because of their religion and their dedication to what they feel that is what they're going after. Therefore, what I'm trying to say here is it's a really hard adversary to beat when they're considering and they're giving up everything. They're considering their lives when it comes down to it. Terrible situation that's going on altogether. I do not like to see lives being lost like this. Hopefully, this can come to an end very soon. We've got much more to cover, you guys. I hope everybody's doing good. Keep on letting me know where you're tapping in from. I want to keep on stacking this deck. Check this out. I want you guys to see what's going on as of yesterday with what's going on with Iran. I think this is Iran. Let me go ahead and show you guys this clip of President Trump who sits down with Benjamin Netanyahu in front of the press. They speak of current situations in the Middle East. Trump talks aren't very successful with Iran, as you can see right now. He basically gives them one last warning and says Iran cannot have nuclear weapons no matter what. This means possibly a declaration of war. You have to be careful about what you say, because you remember, every time we say something to Iran, automatically come back with an answer minutes later. Keep on going, you guys. I want to stack this deck to let you guys get more content. I'll be in the comments soon once we get enough stuff stacked up on the board. Let's go. Let's keep on going.
Mr. President, a little more on manufacturing. Mr. President, on manufacturing. Mr. President. Me?
Sure.
Me?
Yeah.
Mr. President, thank you, Mr. President. On Iran, two questions, please. First, if you can give us more details about where the meeting on Saturday is going to
I
take
can't tell
place.
you that. I can just tell you there's a major meeting going on between us and Iran, and that'll take place on Saturday, and it's at top level.
And second question about this. A lot of people think that those talks are not going to lead anywhere because the Iranians
Maybe
will
right.
never give up their nuclear program.
I think that's a
If
possibility.
diplomacy fails, is the United States under your leadership ready to take military action to destroy the Iranian nuclear program and remove this threat?
I think if the talks aren't successful with Iran, I think Iran is going to be in great danger. And I hate to say it, great danger, because they can't have a nuclear weapon.
So is that a yes?
That's the answer right there. They can't have a nuclear weapon. Think about it. They're talking about the same people here that don't. They're not. I'm not going to say they're unhinged, but with a nuclear weapon, major threat to everybody that comes against them. Major adversary. I actually agree when it comes down to that part. Hopefully, we won't have to go to war to negotiate this. Sucks. I'll be in the comments in a minute. Got you in 1 second. Let's go.
You know, it's not a complicated formula. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. That's all there is.
So is the
can't have
US
it.
ready?
Right now, we have countries that have nuclear power that shouldn't have it, but I'm sure we'll be able to negotiate out of that too as part of this later on down the line. But Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
I have to say I agree, guys. I don't know what you guys have to say, but you know what? That's why I'm coming to the comments, because that's how I find out what you guys have to say about this. We've already hit two things off. We've already talked about the Houthis. Secondly, now we've got the response to what's going on with Iran. Want to know what you guys have to say about it? Good morning. Here I come. Let me see what you guys got to say. Mr. Good Citizen says, here we go, Greg, and he asks if I'm slow, LOL. Nevada Maverick. Good morning, Nevada Maverick. Greg Jackson. He's trolling you, Alan. Duh. What else you got? Timar says he is scared of the Israel president. Ooh, he talking about Trump? Alan Frank says, hell no, I called him delusional. Are you slow or something, Mr. Good Citizen? Who's that right there? Car Care says, we are free minds, free thinkers. We've got Justin who says, plenty of good Americans in here then. Then we've got Mr. Good Citizen again who says, I guess you're one of them, Alan. We got thumbs up, fist up, American flags, power up. And American Pie says, promises made, promises kept. Thank you, President Trump. Alan says, plenty of Republicans in here. We got Terry that says, boom, get them. Mr. Good Citizen says, it's working. Tariffs are working. Want to keep on going right now because remember what I was telling you guys about this battle going on with Bozeman, the Supreme Court not the Supreme Court judge, the circuit, sort of a federal judge who's basically trying to slow down the process of us being able to send back these illegal criminals. Guess what? It's time for him to go sit down, and I'm telling him that myself. Supreme Court is ruling in favor of Donald Trump, and now this is something that we all need to see. He's actually won in court right now, President Donald Trump, against the Aliens Enemies Act, where the Supreme Court has overruled the other judge who tried to slow and stop the process. Check this out, you guys. I want you guys to see about this. This is a victory that the Supreme Court is handing President Trump right now. Check this out.
At U.S.A. Today, Washington Post columnist, American Enterprise Institute senior fellow Mark Thiessen, and Sabrina Singh, former Pentagon deputy press secretary. Mark, we assumed the Supreme Court was going to get active here soon on some of these cases. This seems like the first, and they're saying not only a pause to bring back that one man that they say they deported erroneously, but this is just allowing them to continue their deportation process.
Yeah, this is a big victory for Trump in the new lawfare. So the old lawfare was try to destroy Donald Trump, 91 indictments, 2 impeachments, civil suits to destroy him and all the rest of it. That all failed. He won the election and came back stronger than ever. And so the new lawfare is to try and stop him from implementing his agenda through a miasma of court cases. And this was a perfect example of it. And the Supreme Court is now allowing him to use this law. So this is a first victory in the fight against the new lawfare.
Susan, we expect that there will be more of these cases that have been stopped in temporary injunctions by federal district judges that will be answered by the Supreme Court in one way or another.
Yeah, this is not the end of this process. These court cases being filed on all sorts of grounds, not just on immigration. Obviously, this is a big victory for President Trump, and it returns him to the issue on which he is most popular, which is his policies on illegal immigration.
I'm going to be very happy now because hopefully this strikes a bit of intimidation and it makes people want to go home. Back to their country of origin so that we, the American citizens, can benefit from the fruits of our labor and not give it to other people that do not deserve it anymore. Again, I'm going to let you guys know right off the cuff. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not an independent. I'm a human being. I created this platform so everybody can come, say what they need to say. I play the clips so that you guys have some community here and you can basically respond to it. It's not all about me, it's about us in this world. I care about every single individual, and that's why we have this platform. So just because I'm not a part of a party does not mean I'm not a part of the human race. So please accept me for that. Just wanted to get that out the way because many people wonder what I choose and who I'm going for. My thing is this, I'm for the American people first. When I see us getting slapped in the face, like, yeah, we're going to take your resources. We're going to take your money. We're going to take everything from the vets. We're going to give money to Ukraine. We're going to give money to illegals. That's when I just start getting peed off because I work too hard my damn self. And people like us who don't get nothing for free, we have to work and get every freaking thing off of an hourly wage. It's not fair to see people just come over here and we all want with their middle fingers in these caravans talking about we're going to take your resources. We're going to take your money, we're going to take your health care, and further squeeze every little bit of what we have out, which means why we're dealing with crazy things like tariffs and why we have to get right. We can't just keep on taking care of everybody because next thing you know, you're going to be that withering willow over there that can't even keep yourself together because you didn't put your mask on before you try to take care of everybody else on the plane. You got to take care of yourself first, then you can help everybody else. At this point, we can't take care of anybody. The deficit is ridiculous. We won't be able to pay it at the point that we're at. And we just basically got to pay some common sense at this point and think we can't just keep on shelling out money that we don't have. Just my little point that I want to say. As far as this goes, as far as the victory with getting these people out of here, or also going to be the what? Maraschino cherry on top of the sundae. So yeah, victory in court. I want to know what you guys have to say about this. Let's go. London Kennedy says, Anthony Talent says, London, Kentucky, thumbs up. Good intentions, life coaching. Hey, good morning. Why are you in a tuxedo, baby? Clickmaster Live, you are racist. Okay. Neho Fine says, shit. Now you got to go click. Let me make sure I get the right person out of here. I don't like words like that. Click. That's not cool. I don't like that word. We don't play that around here. Bang! We don't play the racist word. We are neutral in this area. And anybody here that want to feel like playing at 6 o'clock in the morning, we do have mods. We also have trigger words. And I'm the meanest mod here. All my mods got to do is tell me what's going on. Then bang! You out of here. So if you feel like waking up at 6 o'clock doing nonsense, go wake your children up before school and play with them. This ain't the place to do it. Why do I have a tuxedo on? Because we're celebrating life. Another day up above ground. Problems present opportunities, and we keep on moving forward no matter what. Could have got up and put on a sweatsuit, but why? Why not celebrate life? Let's do it. Now let's keep on going. What else we got going on here? We got what else we got going on here? Peace upon you, says Muhammad. Thank you so much. Damn it, Bobby says facts. What else we got here? We got just a heads up. Your mom is expecting a baby after I saw her last night. My mother is dead. You are crazy. Bong! Out of here. Rat Beats is out of here. Who else you got? Chef says, what fruits of labor? Our stocks are down 25%. Great response, Chef. Thank you so much for saying that. And you're the type of people I like to have here. Dawn says, wow. What else you got? Regardless of how bad people think Trump is, just think what it would be like if Kamala were the president. Oh my God. See how she got rid of that 1 billion fast? Like my grandmother said, fast as a cat can lick his. Yeah, fast as a cat can lick his. Yeah, can't even control that. She wouldn't even be thinking about anything like this. We would be more recession, more giveaways, and more DEI inclusions. That's what it would have been. School would have been like this after a couple more years. Kids would have just been going in there all messed up. Bathroom inclusions with all this trans situation. Call me what you want. I ain't with none of it. If I was a father and I go in the bathroom and somebody trying to go in there and my daughter's in there, oh, we're going to have a problem. Talking about, wait a minute, this country? Yeah, okay. Boop! Stay in your place. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Terry says, oh no, what else we got here? We got, what else we got? I want some more. I want to see what you guys got to say. Why are you clapping? What else we got? It's a trade tax, not trade tariff. What else we got? Mr. Good Citizen says, every time a tariff deal is reached, the market will tally. Ma Gigi says, Trump's the best president ever in Lionel S.A. Tempe May says, thanks for your show. Thank you for coming here, Tempe. Please become a member. Nevada Maverick says, good morning, and we got to keep on going because we can't just keep on reading all the comments. We want to make sure that we get some more meat on the bone that we can pick from. So the next thing that we have to go into is what? Another clip. Again, keep on telling me where you guys are chiming in from. That's how I make sure that I get content from where you're from. This way, somewhere like tomorrow or the next day, you're going to be like, wait a minute. I told him I was from San Francisco, and now he's got some news from San Francisco. Right, because I want to have information relative to where you're from, so the next conversation, you can actually chime in. It's about the comments as well as the clips. It's about the community as well as the drama. So now we're going to keep on going, because I got these protests going on in New York and Manhattan, where thousands of people are showing up because of what's going on. And I want to just take a little pause right now. Hopefully you guys appreciate the content. If you've been here over 5 minutes, that means you like what you're seeing. We like to try to get those numbers up because it makes more people come over. So if we got about 144 people in here, don't think that we can't get 300. If 40 of you go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and double tap that screen right there. Go ahead, right there. Go ahead, fist bump 2 times. Boop, boop. Right there. Get those likes up to let everybody know what we're doing and the fact that you appreciate the content. We don't ask for money because we know we're in a rough time right now. Don't try to do that. Definitely don't. Well, but we'll take it if you got it. I ain't gonna turn down nothing but my collar, and I happen to be wearing one. Number 2 is we really try to focus on getting those numbers up right there to make it justify to get more people over here. But without any further ado, I want you guys to check out these protests that's going on to get the other side of what people are feeling like, because that's only fair. Let's get it out and let's go. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. And where are you chiming in from? I want to know.
Massive. Back to those protests, and they took over parts of the city today. A massive turnout shut down parts of Midtown this afternoon. Zania Maldonado spoke to people protesting the Trump administration's actions on tariffs, government downsizing, the economy, human rights, and more.
Hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers took to the streets in Midtown protesting against several recent policy changes under President Donald Trump's administration. Kicking off at Bryant Park, demonstrators gathered along Fifth Avenue with signs in hand, marching to Madison Square Park. The hands-off protest Saturday drawing crowds concerned about government downsizing, economic inequality, and threats to human rights.
Quite frankly, it's not just us here, it's what's happening in the world.
Many of those we spoke with say this is a bigger turnout than anybody expected, and they're all marching for different reasons.
I'm actually representing the United Federation of Teachers,
and we are very upset about the cuts to the Board of Education.
Women's rights at the moment. I'm pregnant. In case anything happens to me, I want to make sure that I'm able to have the right care.
Losing our money or 401ks for retired people. We don't work anymore. You just don't get that back.
The more than 1,500 hands-off nationwide protests were organized by more than 150 groups, including civil rights organizations such as the ACLU.
New Yorkers are here today. Americans around the country are out on the streets saying, no way, right? We're not going to give up without a fight.
Organizers say slashed funding for Medicare and Medicaid, Social Security, and other programs working and middle-class Americans rely on are a major cause of concern.
I wonder how many people are Republicans in this crowd, because it makes you wonder, damn, I voted for this and now look what's happening. You know, because a lot of people are strong and they're like, you know what, we're going to ride with the wave of what we've been talking about for the last couple of days, you guys, because that's what we're dealing with. Anytime you're in the middle of a negotiation, you're in that little teacup or in that little ship, and you guys are in there just waiting like this, right? In the wave. It depends on if you're calm, that means everything subsides, and hopefully you'll be able to go to one side or the other. We're still in the teacup, and we're still in that area because we're still doing what? We're still negotiating. Sometimes negotiations take a little longer than others. Sad part about it is a lot of people take hits during these times. We can't negate or not make sense of it, and show what's really going on here is what I'm trying to say. Let's show both sides and all sides of what people are feeling and what's happening here. That's how we want to be fair here at our bottom line. A little bit more of this and then we're going to move forward.
When asked about the protest, the White House said in a statement reading in part, President Trump's position is clear. He will always protect Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid for eligible beneficiaries.
It hurts a lot to watch what's happening to the country.
From Midtown, Zinnia Maldonado.
So a lot of people are nervous right now, especially elderly people, when they're talking about Social Security, you know, what you've been saving for all of your life, your 401k. I know a lot of people have a lot to say about this. Many people in our comments are willing to fight the good fight and just stay rocking in the boat for a while because we feel like there's going to be a better day and calmer waters are soon to come. That's what the president has promised us. Want to know what you guys have to say about the content, though. So here I go. Back in the comments again. Okay, what we got here? We've got, let's go. We've got Mr. Good Citizen who says, turn 1 million from his dad into 8 billion. Angel Cepeda says, I didn't know they let Diddy out of jail. Bang, bye, Angel. Boom, that's all you can say coming out the gate. Okay, Natasha says, Columbus, Ohio here. Good morning, Natasha. Money Tree, common sense ain't common no more. Oh, you sound like me. I'm going to say it the way I say it. Man, common sense ain't so common no more. It just ain't. Money Tree said that you got to be a rocket science to have sense. Serious talk. Always solos dying laughing. Max Reyes says, I just think these tariffs are a pure gamble. It's not the best move in my opinion. Tempe Mays says, Sunset, Texas in the house. Patricia says, accept Jesus as you already know we do in this chat we do. Lisa says, Washington, D.C. in the building. Mr. Good Citizen says, Max seems like a great move. They're lining up to cut the deal. Nicholas says, do you think man respect? England in the building. What's up, England? How y'all doing? Heavens Angels, good morning. Trump is going to pardon Diddy. Okay, Mr. Good Citizen. Want Social Security? What you said? I don't want Social Security, says Car Care. Ike Martin says Atlanta's in the building. All right, y'all. So we're talking about money. We're going to keep it on that. Time to go to Wall Street and see what's going on with them because they're bracing for more tariffs. And this is the pockets right here, y'all. S&P 500, all of your retirement. Y'all saw Social Security. Now let's go ahead and see what's going on with Wall Street real quick.
Eyes are on the market this morning after they plunged in reaction to President Trump's announcement of a sweeping new round of tariffs.
Yeah, I spent my whole weekend switching between basketball and this economy. The Dow lost more than 2,000 points Friday. It was only the fourth time in history that's happened. And the CEO of one of the country's largest banks is speaking out this morning. Jamie Dimon, head of J.P. Morgan Chase, says the tariffs will likely increase inflation and are causing many to consider a greater probability of recession. recession, and he also talks about America's dominance in the world and the issue with that.
Yeah, his firm says there's a 60% chance of a recession right now. Over the weekend, a blanket 10% tariff on most imported goods went into effect. On top of that, on Wednesday, more Trump tariffs ranging from 10 to 50% will go into effect, hitting more than 180 countries and territories. But President Trump is holding firm overnight and this morning. We have team coverage across the globe. Whit Johnson starts us off from Wall Street. Good morning, Whit.
Hey, George, good morning to you. Yes, the market's about to open here a little bit later on this morning, and already U.S. futures nosediving after last week's historic lows. So here's what we're seeing right now so far. The Dow futures down around 700 points, the NASDAQ down about 315 points, and the S&P futures, that's where millions of Americans have their 401ks, retirement savings invested, down about 100 points. All of this signaling another difficult day here on Wall Street after trillions of dollars were wiped off the board at the end of last week. And when the markets closed on Friday, that was the worst week since 2020 during the early days of the pandemic and at the end of the president's first term in office. So already this morning, we're seeing markets plunging across the board in Asia and Europe. Plenty of anxiety now about what comes next, guys.
And Whit.
Yes, do me a favor, you guys. If y'all appreciate the content, let's get those numbers up. I just came over there. We're not doing too good today on the numbers. Come on, y'all. If y'all appreciate the content that you're getting right now, go ahead, because I got much more in the clip that I want you guys to see. Let's go ahead and get those numbers up to try to let more people know that we're over here, and I really would appreciate it. We got 368 people in the building. I know we can do better than that little bit of the likes over there, because I got more. Don't go nowhere. Kendra, Car Care, certain guys that be here all the time, y'all know what we're about to do, right? We're going to ask for likes, and we're going to tell these people, we already know that a lot of people are going to do what? Run. They're going to run, right? Because every time you ask for a little bit of likes or whatever like that, you get the people that say, oh, let me just swipe, right? And then what happens? What Bugatti do? Boom! I hit you with a crazy bang, and they be like, damn, we left too early. And I always say the same thing every time. And then what do we also do? We do this. That's that release. That's that U.S.A, right? Some people are going to stay, and new people will come. And then the new people are going to be like, wow, glad we came over here. So we don't sweat the technique. We just keep it moving forward. Because especially with this next clip I got coming up, I want to follow up on these tariffs because China's basically trying to say they're accusing us, like they said right here, not us, but the U.S. China's accusing the U.S. of being bullies because of the way that these tariffs are being implemented. Instead of looking at the overall situation, what I have to talk about, China's always been densely really hard to negotiate with. They've never been light on us. They've always stolen our information. I'm not going to say alleged on that. They will steal your product in manufacturing. If you send a product to China to get made, guess what? They're going to knock it off and sell it everywhere else, and you're only going to be able to get certain monetary off of it. We started a clothing company like Academics back in 2000, spring 2000. Guess what happened? We sent the designs to China. They sent us our t-shirts back that we basically paid for, and then they made a whole bunch of them and sent them all over the country, England and all of those other places, and made tons of money off of us until we found out what they were doing, and we shut that down. So don't think that China's nice and all of this, we're being so bad with them. Their tariffs on us is ridiculous already. I do believe that we do need to get at a negotiation point at this point.
Begins there at Frankfurt Stock Exchange, where the DAX dropped up to 5.9% Friday as European shares slumped overall due to what they say is U.S. tariffs and China's retaliation. We have more information. This as global stock markets extended a severe plunge this Monday, fueled by fears that U.S. tariffs would lead to a global economic slowdown. European and Asian shares saw dramatic losses. The leading U.S. index flirted with bear market territory in pre-market trading, and oil prices sagged. The massive sell-off in riskier assets at the start of the trading week follows President Donald Trump's announcement of sharply higher U.S. import taxes and retaliation from China that saw markets fall sharply Thursday and Friday. European shares following Asian markets lower, but we are learning they did recover some ground to move down 5.8% in morning trading. Now, U.S. futures signaled further weakness ahead. For the S&P 500, they lost 3.4%, while for the Dow Jones Industrial Average, they shed 3.1%.
Yeah, it's going bad now. You know, a lot of people getting mad. Like people like Chuck Schumer. Chuck going crazy right now. Chuck basically saying that Donald Trump is a menace.
Something in the Senate you would call a point of personal privilege, and it's something that the Republican Senator Bernie Moreno said about you. I'm going to read it to you. He said that Republicans are independently minded. This is a quote. Democrats are monolithic sheep that follow the Führer, Schumer's orders. What is your reaction to that, Senator?
It is despicable. It is outright anti-Semitism. I lost family in the Holocaust, relatives who were little babies and adults. And to use the word Führer in the same breath is just despicable, disgusting. He ought to apologize. It is outright anti-Semitism, no question about it.
Needless to say, Donald Trump has had no objection to Bernie Moreno using that word about you. That's the same Donald Trump who says that you are no longer Jewish.
Yeah, look, Donald Trump is, you know, he may not be an anti-Semite, but he certainly tolerates anti-Semitism in so many ways, calling me a Palestinian, you know, don't tell my mother. But also talking about in Charlottesville, both sides had good people. When he brings an anti-Semite like Fuentes to sit at his table at Mar-a-Lago, when the Great Replacement theory, which we all know is a conspiracy theory among the hard right, that Jews are trying to replace the white race with immigrants. Every other president, Lawrence, every other president, Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, whether it's Reagan or Bush or Clinton or Obama, when there was bigotry, their job was to push it down. Donald Trump, he either revels in it or just lets it stay right there. That shows you one of the many, many reasons he doesn't deserve to be president.
Senator, you represent the state and the city where the stock market is located, the most important stock market in the world. That stock market now has spent a week suffering from the greatest drop in stock market history caused by the single action of a president. What do you say to Wall Street tonight?
What I say to Wall Street is this man is a menace. You know, Donald Trump, this is about the worst decision, or one of the worst decisions Donald Trump has made, and given his presidency, that's saying a whole lot. Why are they doing this? Why are they imposing such tariffs on people? I'll tell you, there's one reason, Lawrence. They want to use this money for tax breaks for billionaires. And
all right, y'all. Don't want to keep on going too far. We can't play the whole 14-minute clip, but I definitely want you to see what the other side has to say about what's going on here. And guess what? I'm in the comments now. Do me a favor, if y'all appreciate the content that we got given you right now. Been up since 6 o'clock pooling this info. Let's go ahead and get those likes up to let much more people know that we're here. I want to know what you guys have to say about this. Okay, Paul South says, when Democrats fight, they lose. TA says, geriatric old PDF files. John says, what? Oh, took yours away. Okay, bye, John. What happened? Natalie Georgievich says, anyone that has something to say now was crickets when we had geriatric Joe. Where was the fear mongering when we had the highest gas prices and high inflation on groceries? You're right about that, Natalie. Good morning. Mr. Good Citizen says, oh, well, F Wall Street bankers. Lisa says, hurts everyone. Car Care says, Shoma, don't support Israel, so he is not Jewish. Schumer. Okay, J Dub says, almost time to buy stocks. Oh, yeah, you know, because the prices are down. J Dub is smart. See that? Look at that. Look at that person right there. That person right there is a very smart individual. J Dub, you smart. You know how to make lemons out of lemonade. When the stock market is low, that's when you buy. And right now, it's the lowest it's possibly going to be. So if anybody looking to invest, might be the time to invest. J-Dub is on it. J-Dub know what's up. Okay, what else we got here? Max says, I don't think that tariffs are necessary. He could have just rode the wave. What else we got? Paul says, in tariffs we trust. 100% thumbs up, MAGA back in business. Natalie says, good morning. Angels Among Us says, good morning, Natalie. Knowledge, power. We going to take a hit up front, but pick up the back end. Somebody smart over here. Knowledge, power. Know what you're talking about. Because sometimes, what we said y'all yesterday, y'all couldn't believe I knew that song. Let me button this button before I say it. Y'all ready? Whoever knows it, come on and sing along with me. Y'all ready? You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to roll 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough to count it. When the dealing's done, hold your money. Don't show face. Keep on betting and gamble. You know it was a smart move the other day I told you guys? It was when Donald Trump went and played golf. Poof! Everybody was peed off. But he was out there playing golf like, even if you're nervous, you got to know how to show face. And he won. So he like, yo, I was out there just chilling. I didn't even worry about all these tariffs or whatever like that. And again, I'm a New Yorker, so I know swag and I know style when I see it. Like when he called people out on a certain way, I'm like, yo, that's that New York right there. Yo, he called this dude out on the plane. He was like, yeah, you're asking me a question right now, but you know that she's only being able to record the back of your head right now, right? Like he's like, I'm the only one that's gonna call that out, but yeah, right about now, she's recording the back of your head. Like I know, yo, New Yorkers, we understand our lingo, so I understand certain moves he making. I probably ain't got the dough that he got, but I swear to you, I understand the moves that he making when he do it, and sometimes it pisses me off. Oh, it pisses me off. Like, how dare you? But see, that's when I gotta even be like, see, I don't like everything that everybody does. Like, how dare you do a deal with Kathy Joku Hoku, the Joker? How dare you let her keep on ripping us off for congestive pricing? I just found out from my buddy today, if you do not have an easy pass and you come to the city and you go through the congested area, you're paying $14 if you don't have an easy pass. If you have an easy pass, you're paying $9. If you are a motorcycle, you're paying $4. Still rip off. They even had this shake up the other day where they was talking about they're trying to charge $1 if you walk by the damn congestive pricing meter. That's how crazy it is out here. And guess what? They promised they wasn't going to do it, but they're raising the fare in the train station. So they got their congestive thing to pop off. They pushed that through, and now they're going to double back and bang us again. Even though it was $2.90, now they're going to raise it up. So y'all, understand something. We all live in the same world. We're all dealing with the same nonsense. It's just different things happening to different fractions of us and different people in different states that we in. But it's time for us, the American citizens and American people that bust our butts for years, to actually earn off of the sweat and what we put in. Tired of people taking advantage of us, and that's why I do this. Next clip coming up, we got information coming directly from Air Force One as Trump speaks about the stock market. He's going to follow up right now because guess what? Just like Knowledge Power said, we got to hold it right now. We got to hold it down. And that's what he's basically saying. I ain't really worried about the stock market right now. I'm gambling for the longevity. But a lot of us, guess what? If you only got $2 left, you can't keep on gambling at that table. And a lot of us only got $1.50 left. So we really going to have to think about one more move before what we have to do. That's the issue that a lot of Americans are having right now. We're going to keep on moving right now. I want to go ahead and get into this right here so you guys can see what our president has to say as he was on Air Force One about the same situation. So let's go. About moving forward, about are we going to have money for school supplies? What's coming? We want to know, right? We want to know what's happening.
I think he'll win that seat. Sir, when we get into late summer, early fall, and people are doing their back-to-school shopping, do you think they'll have inflation to worry about at that point?
I think there's not going to be. I don't think inflation is going to be a big deal because if you look at me, I took in hundreds of billions of dollars. This is not new to me. I took in during my 4 years hundreds of billions of dollars from China, and we also took in a lot of money from other countries, but in particular China, because it was just getting started, and we had no inflation. Who had inflation was Biden. Biden had the worst inflation in the history of our country. I had no inflation. We had a perfect country. We had no wars. I ended them all. I defeated ISIS. everything was good. And then when this numbskull got in, as they really call themselves now numbskulls, but when he got in, bad things happened to our country, including our open border. And now we're doing very well with, we have the best numbers on the border that we've ever had.
Speaking of the border, have you talked to Attorney General Pam Bondi?
Yeah, so that's basically what's going on with that. He's basically saying the same thing. We got to hunker down, and basically at this point, we're still in the middle of what, y'all? That wave. We're right here. When it comes to tariffs, we're right in the middle. When it comes down to wars, we're right in the middle. When it comes down to negotiating with Iran, we're right in the middle. So where we're at is right here, right now. We're still here. And that's why we come here, so that we can have updates on constantly what's going on every day. And that's why we do this every day. So again, I really appreciate you guys for coming through. Go ahead and double tap that screen. We're not even halfway through. I don't know where y'all think y'all going. We got so much more. I got some information following up with the UK. Because guess what? The UK actually is going behind what Trump is saying. They're for tariffs. And they do believe, and they say, certain ones of them are saying, you know what? United States has been bearing the grunt of a lot of tariffs. So maybe this is a good time to negotiate for certain specific reasons. We've got people like Kevin O'Leary. I know people like Damon John personally myself. When you try to get products from overseas in various places, they already implement so many tariffs that you guys wouldn't even believe it. That's why the landing prices are so expensive. So there is, at some point, you gotta negotiate. We got to. So this is what the the UK is basically saying about the implemented tariffs right now.
From one partner to another, today British Prime Minister Keir Starmer expected to announce Trump's tariffs are popular in an address. Quote, his office telling the Sunday Times, Trump has done something that we don't agree with, but there's a reason why people are behind him on this. The world has changed. Globalization is over, and we are now in a new era. Rebecca, how profound a statement is that, specifically that takeaway that globalization is over?
Well, I think it depends on what Starmer does next. Okay, so it's one thing to say, I understand why this is happening, why there's this populism spreading across the world. And it's two big issues. It's jobs for those countries, for those individual citizens of those countries, and they want healthy and safe streets, and they want migration under control. And so let's see what Starmer does. Let's see what the Labour Party does now on restricting uncontrolled migration, on prioritizing the British people, and on reindustrialization, on getting manufacturing back in the UK. We talk about how important Israel and the United States is for dealing with the Middle East. The United States and the UK, it's got to be strong so that we can take on the Russia threat in Europe. We want the Europeans to increasingly do more. The UK's got to take a lead on that so that the United States can focus on China. So let's see what Starmer does. Rather than just talk about these things, let's see kind of the action that he puts into place.
That's such a key point you mentioned on migration, because yes, when you hear globalization, the first thought is economic. But the migration piece of this and what has happened over the course of the last couple of decades and what Europe has become is such an important warning, I think, to the rest of the world. Getting back to the money, though, here's what Trump said about talking to European nations on trade deals. Listen.
Europe has been very, very bad to us. Europe has taken our leaders for a ride. They don't take our cars. They don't take our food products. They don't take anything. Europe's treated us very badly.
So that's what I'm saying, you guys. When you don't know what the when you don't know what the bet is, you can't really talk about it. So now, instead of us saying, oh, these tariffs are so terrible, this is so bad, how do you know? Did you know what the UK was actually putting on us? How much they were implementing? What they weren't taking in from us? Think of it like this. I started thinking of this. I said, you know what? There's a lot of countries that won't take our food products because of the red dye that's in it. Just think of it on that regard. They have a great reason for that because a lot of their foods are colored with natural fruits and non-preservatives, right? So if that's one of the reasons, thumbs up and we understand it, right? Maybe that's another reason why we have to look at that and say, hey, maybe we need to get that red damn dye out of our food because other countries won't take it. Why are we eating it? So that's one area that I have to give them thumbs up on. But when you won't trade when it comes down to cars, when it comes down to, let's say, rubber and certain things like that, that's when we have an issue. Because now we're paying a 34% tariff to you and you're only paying 3% to us. There's no way that we can survive that balance at a certain point. That's why we are where we're at, because we've been doing it with so many countries. At this point, there's nothing to do, nothing left but negotiate in order for us to survive. DJ Mod says same thing. Franny, I know one thing for sure. Trump doesn't know more about it than I do. Okay, Franny, go for it. Mavericks is all American flags. We got no Fruit Loops, says Lisa. And we got Paul South, in tariffs we trust, mega back in business. Mr. Good Citizen says, Lisa, they're in favor of tariffs. They are actually. Car Care says, drugocrat create deportation law. Christina Shelton Burns says, our food is poisonous. It sucks. We take our food. It definitely is, Christina. I mean, I looked at some stuff yesterday. It's some cookies that I bought from Walgreens, right? And in the back of it, it says made from biohazardous, biodegradable, whatever. I'm just trying to buy some chocolate chip cookies. What is this bull crap that y'all putting in the cookies? Even the potato chips said something on it. Like there's a government warning on potato chips. Did you guys even know that when you go to McDonald's now? I haven't gone to McDonald's in about 4 years. There is a sign on the door right now that says that this is not real food. It's like clear. It's like it's made into like where the store hours are. The next time you go to McDonald's, when you're walking in the front door, because they forced them to do it, there is a sign on the door right now that basically explains about the food, about how it's chemically modified and how bad it is for you. And it's so hard now to find anything that you can eat. It's so hard out here right now, because what happens is whatever you put into your body, it affects us. We're human beings. So we keep on putting this garbage in our bodies with the dye and the preservatives and stuff that they put inside of products to make it last longer on the shelves. Now we're eating that. Think about stuff like that. It's crazy out here right now. In the corner stores, the people that don't have that much money, anything in the corner store is quick and fast. Potato chips is garbage. Everything that's in the cookies and all of that crap is all preservatives, monosodium glutamate, and a bunch of trash. Reason why I do understand when it comes down to the food trade. As far as everything else, I don't agree solely when it comes down to that aspect in that regard. What do you guys think about that? Car Care, I love to work. I can eat anything. Zig the Pig says that's the opposite of preservatives. What else you got here? RFK is going to work on the food problem. We need to be healthier. You got Still Black Jesus says it's not food. It's not. Clockwork says we are GMOs. Dogs are GMOs. XD. Tigress says cannibals eat at McDonald's. Car Care says I love American food. What else we got? Knowledge Power says that's why we got RFK, so we can get that stuff out and sell to the other countries. Let me ask you guys a question, right? So now RFK comes in, says certain things, major pushback already. People are giving him major pushback because why? Why do you think they're giving him major pushback? Do you think that the corporate companies are funding some of this pushback? I think so. Yeah. Nabisco, allegedly, all these other companies that want to put all this crap in their food. Of course, they're going to put up budgets to go against people like that want us to be healthier. It's easier to make a product for the product versus the people. Nowadays, people don't make products for quality to say, hey, that's the best chocolate chip cookie I ever made. They don't do that. They make chocolate chip cookies to see how long is it going to last on the shelf to get to more people. It tastes a little bit like chocolate and flour when you finish, when you get it in your mouth. We don't care. Only 8 chips in the bag, whatever. Long as the food get out there and y'all get it, whatever. Do not care about what they're feeding us, y'all. They don't. So we have to be intelligent about all of this. Do me a favor, if you appreciate the content, go ahead and get those likes up and let everybody know what we got going on here. I appreciate the fact that you guys are here. Let's keep this going to get the rest of what's here. I want to go back a little bit to make sure we get what's left and go here.
Leaders for a ride. They don't take our cars. They don't take our food products. They don't take anything. Europe's treated us very badly. We put a big tariff on Europe. They are coming to the table. They want to talk. But there's no talk unless they pay us a lot of money on a yearly basis.
So what do you think, Rebecca? Does Trump...
So he's basically saying, I want some money back for what y'all got out of us for the whole ride. And now basically, guess what? See, we don't know what be going on in those conversations. We be all nervous as American citizens out here like, oh no, don't rock the boat. Don't rock the boat. Don't rock the boat. Please don't do that. Next thing you know, you got other countries calling him talking about, oh sir, do you mind having a conversation about this? Do you mind? And then everything starts to go that way. And next thing you know, the tariffs actually start to work. They're actually working. Let's be fair. I've already seen it in the comments a couple of times with people saying that those tariffs are actually working. Why? Because people are ready to negotiate. When you go to the store and you see a pair of sneakers and you say, hey, how much are those sneakers? Oh, those are $120. Is it okay? I'm going to ask you guys a question. Is it okay for me to say to you, would you mind taking 100? You guys tell me. Is it okay for me to ask you, do you mind taking 100? Only thing that you can say to me is no, and I won't be able to get it for 100, right? I'll have to pay the 120. But imagine if every time you go to that store, they keep on saying no, 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 no. You're going to get peed off after a while. That's where we're at with tariffs, and that's where we're at with China. Straight up. Justin Banks says, how is he still unable to understand and import taxes paid by the importer, not the exporter? Mr. Good Citizen says, Max, they're already budging. Natalie says, I only fear God, not these things. Bill Andy, good morning. Bill Andy, good morning. Pay up, planet. We are done supporting the earth. Lisa says, I shop with vendors specifically to negotiate. See? See, look at that. You see that? Wait a minute. I'm giving that some light. Lisa said, I shop with vendors specifically to negotiate. Lisa said, I shop with vendors specifically to negotiate. Captain Blackbird said, Americans don't have other options, but the globe has plenty of options. The world is not dependable on American products. That's right, because there's so much. And once we have the internet, we can go anywhere. But what I'm trying to say is 9 times out of 10, even if we go to the internet to buy something, where is that product made from normally? Not in the U.S. It's made from overseas. So now we got to pay that shipping cost, that extra price, that extra tariff. You're paying a tariff on shipping, especially when you got boxes coming in. It's called a tariff when it gets off the boat. Yeah, think I don't know what I'm talking about. I deal with clothes, man. I deal with clothes. I deal with products all the time. Keep on going right now because I want to take it off the tariffs. I want to bring it somewhere in the States because Iowa, believe it or not. Yeah, somebody in here from Iowa 2 days ago. I made a note of it. I said, we got to make sure that we get some content from Iowa. So Des Moines, Iowa, the chamber CEO of the Chamber of Commerce, she just accepted a plea allegedly for laundering over $250,000. Let's get into this clip right here real quick from Des Moines, Iowa. I know ain't nobody in here from Iowa, but they was the other day, and I'm a man of my word. If I find content from somebody that's been here, we bring it up to have something to talk about. Let's go to Des Moines.
Former Ankeny Chamber of Commerce CEO Melissa Cox has accepted a plea deal. The 47-year-old was in court today for a pre-trial conference. She is accused of stealing more than $250,000 from the chamber over 3 years. She originally faced more than a dozen charges. Court records show the state is offering a deal in connection to just 4 charges: money laundering, first-degree theft, unauthorized use of a credit card, and second-degree fraud. She is expected to plead guilty on April 30th and could face anywhere from a 10-year suspended sentence to 35 years in prison. Former Ankeny
Could you imagine, right? You 47 years old, right? You decide to do something stupid, right? At that age, that's when you be like, yo, you know what? I'd rather go work at Walgreens. I'd rather go work at, no, you don't do that. But she did. She went and she kept on going. And now they got the nerve to say anywhere from probation to 35 years. Do you know how nervous you're going to be outside waiting to go to court? Like if they tell you, hey, next time you go to court for sentencing, it's next month. That whole time you out of court, you like this. You like, oh my God. I'm talking about you probably lose about 15, 20 pounds from the nervousness. But hey, you got yourself into it, right? Thinking that you're going to steal a little bit of money. That's why I don't believe in stealing. I don't like lying because it catches up to you. Why not bust your butt, try to get what you earn, right? And tell the truth. What y'all going to do, jump through the screen and beat me up? Be yourself and tell the truth. I don't know such and such, y'all. I ain't got such and such, y'all. I'd rather say that and get the truth out than start lying and stealing. And now I got to keep on making up for. No, 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 no. And then at this ripe age, you think I'm trying to do something stupid to get me in trouble, especially with this color? Nope, ain't doing it. Rather go work at McDonald's, and I don't even like McDonald's. Back in the comments, here I go. Mr. Good Citizen says, Justin False, China's crying right now. What else we got? Lisa said, truth counts. Morning, Kendra. Denise is dying laughing over there. What we got? How much eggs cost? They said that they went down already, or Gala. Car Care says, get in my belly. Cameron, what up? Don't do that. Me and him got beef. Michelle says, integrity is key. Spartacus says, morning, bro. Love the content. Thank you so much, Spartacus. Jill Dawn, I love the fact that Trump has been saying the same thing since the 80s. Natalie says, good morning, Kendra. And I'm saying, good morning, Kendra. You got that shirt yesterday? I need to know if you got that t-shirt yesterday because we sent you that. So I don't forget. Kendra Walker, yeah. Make sure you got that t-shirt. Let me know if you got that t-shirt. All right, cool. Because we got to keep on moving forward right here. With this right here, we're going to get rid of this stunt right there. She decided to get herself in trouble after she got to the ripe age of 47 years old. Okay, now we're going to keep on going because, I actually like what Trump's saying right here. And a lot of people are going to beat me up about this. He was asked on Air Force One, what do you think about sending U.S. criminals over to El Salvador? You think that'll hinder them from doing crime? Because we have some really bad criminals over here. They like going in schools and doing crazy stuff. They like, SA and little kids. People like that. What do you guys think about that? Let me ask you, what would you think about that? If they tell you, you know what, if you get in trouble, we're going to send you to a prison in El Salvador. I bet you that make you rethink your crime life, right? Check this out right here. Because Trump is basically saying he's with that. If you're thinking about sending people overseas, and if I can make it happen, if it's legal, let's do it.
The president there said he would be willing to take American. El Salvador, the president there said he would be willing to take American citizens in the federal prison population. Is that one of the ideas they're going to be discussing?
Well, I love that. If we could take some of our 20-time wise guys that push people into subways and that hit people over the back of the head and that purposely run people over in cars, if you would take them, I'd be honored to give them. I don't know what the law says on that, but I can't imagine the law would say anything different. If they can house these horrible criminals for a lot less money than it costs us, I'm all for it. But I'd only do according to the law.
No, could y'all imagine that? Imagine they tell you, you have been sentenced to 25 years. And you'd be like, all right, man, I got to do this jail time. Then they say, in El Salvador, Supermax. You'd be like, oh, the only way your people going to come visit you is if they got some real good sky miles, boy. You must have some real good family that love you going to an El Salvador Supermax to go see you. Lord, let me see what y'all got for this. I want to see what y'all got to say on this one. Bobby said, still smoking the rock and licking those boots. Bye, Bobby. Gotta go. Bam! Gotta go. What else you got? Natalie says, hi, guy. What, you want that guy to stay? Nah, man. Lisa, prison free labor. Philip says, Deems, next thing we need to do is start using tariff money to replace income tax. Ashley says, Philip Deems, right. We all made it through the Biden administration. Now all we have to do is just make it through the Trump administration. Ooh. T.A. Clockwork Knight says, at max, they like the shipping people to El Salvador is cruel and unusual punishment. It isn't aimed at them. Car Care says, Lisa, you plan on prison? Spartacus says, might even lessen the jail spaces here too. Win-win. Denise King says, well, that's millions out there committing horrible crimes on all sides. Tigress says, SCOTUS has ruled against all insurrectionist judges. Max Reyes, our prison system is a problem and outsourcing it is definitely not the play. You know why? Because it's just like privatizing prisons. It's like now it's all about the money play. And we have no idea what the treatment is when it comes down to those people and when they're in those jails. Privatized prisons are made for beneficial and monetary. So a lot of people that have stocks in a lot of the stuff that's in those privatized prisons, they are looking to have what? The way they're looking to have privatized prison continue to go on. And how you do that? By keep on putting people in privatized prisons. It's kind of like the same sort of play. Deport, deport, deport. We got Lisa, I know, facts. Philip says, Trump has been doing great where I am at. LOL. Biden almost made me lose my house and my car. Damn, Brelly dying laughing. Jenny Wren says, hi, handsome. Hello, beautiful. How you doing, Jenny? Car Care says, send them to Haiti, man. Send them to Haiti. Send them to Haiti. Car Care said, get them out of here. Y'all saying get them out of here. See? A lot of y'all thinking the same way, especially the ones that are criminals, that are coming over here terrorizing people, that are doing stuff like, those illegal criminals, definitely send those back. But as far as the American citizens, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I want to know if you guys think that we should be able to send them to El Salvador if he can legally do it, is what he's saying.
What the law says on that, but I can't imagine the law would say anything different. If they can house these horrible criminals for a lot less money than it costs us, I'm all for it. But I'd only do according to the law. But I have suggested that, why should it stop just at people that cross the border illegally? We have some horrible criminals, American grown and born. And if we have somebody that bops an old woman over the head, if we have somebody that is in jail 20 times and goes back and shoots people all over the place and then has a bad judge or a bad prosecutor that do nothing about him, all they worry about is politics, and don't worry about that. I think if we could get El Salvador or somebody to take them, I'd be very happy with it, but I have to see what the law says. Okay, what else?
So yeah, and look, you already know when he start thinking about something and when he brings something up, there is a probability of it happening. Trust me. And then they talking about saving money because you already know that, like somebody in the comments already said. For instance, New York State has already said that they're about to cut the sentencing of non-violent criminals. That means that these non-violent criminals, maybe they was like coming out here like selling drugs. Maybe they were scamming people. They about to come home. They're going to get 3 months less time. You know why? Not because they were good in jail. Because they were like, what are you saying? Model citizens in jail or whatever they call them. No, because we don't have the people, the correction officers, in order to function the prisons. Kathy Jokel Hochul, our governor, who's more concerned allegedly on ripping us off on the highways, stealing from us on congestive pricing, adding more monetary when it comes down to tolls and trains. She's more concerned about that than worrying about what's going on in the prisons. Taking care of the correctional officers, actually hiring more of them. Now, they've already been striking and they're peed off. A lot of them basically quit because she's refused to help them out and to cut their hours, having correctional officers working 2 and 3 days at a time. Who are you really protecting if something actually happens? So when you got that continuously going on, this is when the opportunity and the possibility for something like this can actually maybe work. Because they're looking at it like the guards over in El Salvador work, and all we got to do is pay them a fraction of what we're paying over here. So we got to look out for that. I'm going to definitely stay on point and see what's going on with it. I'm not condoning it because I wouldn't like to be in no El Salvador prison. But when you think about the government and how things work, a lot of it is about monetary. Don't think that it's not a possibility. What else we got here? Car Care says 10 years for drunk driving, 1 year for killers is the dysfunctional justice system. Yep, that's how it's going down. That's crazy. Yep, it sure is. I see what you mean by that, Car Care. Kendra clapping at Natalie. That's right. Philip says, if you aren't a citizen, you don't get our rights. Get out, and yeah, it's been like that, Christina. Lisa says Car Care is on point. He always is. Brandon Wood says no Americans should be sent to El Salvador. We got Denise King in here that says God says there is no good, not now. I understand why he said that. We also got Christina that says, thanks, Philip. It's crazy how it happened both times with the same asses. Car Care says the judges are dysfunctional in sentencing. I have to agree with you, Car Care. They definitely are. A lot of these people that get the craziest, they do the craziest crimes And next thing you know, they say, oh, you're going to get 25 years. And next thing you know, guess what happens? They don't get 25 years. They get 2 years in jail with 23 years on parole. Huh? Yeah. Stupidity is going on. Okay, you guys, did you guys know that Donald Trump basically participated in a really big event yesterday with the LA Dodgers with an award ceremony? That was pretty cool. I'd like you guys to see a little clip of that, and let's get some U.S.A. out of today. Let's get some calmness going on. I want you guys to see a phenomenal event that took place yesterday that you guys probably already saw, or maybe you haven't, but I want you to get a little clip of it from us. So let's check this out. Okay, are you gonna let us see it? Because it was pretty cool. I want my people to see this. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. I want my people to check this out.
Announced its next oil and gas lease sale.
You ever thought was about Williams? Great job. It's a very.
Sorry, guys. Y'all saw what happened. Y'all saw what happened. Sorry about that. This was yesterday. Honoring LA Dodgers.
I see some people oftentimes, like politicians behind me, it's not so pretty. That is a very good-looking group of people. And I'm thrilled to welcome to the White House and very special people, actually, very talented people, the 2024 World Series champion, the Los Angeles Dodgers. And I want to congratulate you on a legendary season, and I watched it very closely. Some of those teams were home teams, and you did a big number. You're really amazing how it all came out and how it all ended. With us today is Dodgers owner and chairman Mark Walter. Thank you very much, Mark. Congratulations. President Stan Kasten, one of the greatest managers of the really ever to wear the Dodger blue, Dave Roberts. What a time he's had. That's great. What a job. I think he would have lasted even with George Steinbrenner, right? Yeah, I love George. He was very quick. He would, you lose 2 games and you were fired, right? Great job, Dave. Also want to recognize Secretary of Agriculture. We have some great people, Brooke Rollins, who, you know, when I came to office, they said the eggs are gone through the roof. Eggs. I said, what the hell are they talking about? I was there for 4 days and they were blaming me for eggs, and they've gone up like 6 times or something, some record number, you couldn't get them. And I gave it to Brooke, and I just saw the other day they're down 73%. Right? That's pretty good. And the press doesn't mention that. Nobody talks about it, so don't, but I know. Secretary of Labor, Lori Chavez DeRimmer. Thank you. Congratulations. The Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles, who's a big Dodger fan, by the way. Susie, thank you. And we have also Representatives Kevin Kiley, Congressman Kevin Kiley, Young Kim, thank you, congratulations, great job. Jay Olbernolte, Jay, thanks Jay. Nanette Barragan. Nanette, where's the, hi Nanette, oh look at that, huh, what nice member of the 50-50 club, so 40-40 is top. hitting 54 home runs and 59 steals, and accomplished an accomplishment unparalleled in 149 years of Major League Baseball. Think of that. That's just incredible. Even more incredibly, Shohei clinched that achievement in what some have called the greatest game ever. Was it that good of a game? That was a pretty good game, actually, right? Is he good?
Only getting better.
And he's getting better.
Getting better.
That's scary for a lot of people, huh? Even more incredibly, Shohei clinched the achievement. I mean, it really was, and at a time that, at an age that nobody ever thought was possible. On September 19th, 2024, he did the unthinkable by going 6 for 6. This is a pretty amazing. I didn't realize it was that good. I saw that game 6 for 6 against the Marlins with 3 homers, 10 RBIs, and a pair of stolen bases. Other than
All right, so that's for our sports fans out there. Want to make sure you guys got that because, yes, it did happen. They're giving salute to the Dodgers. They actually won the championship. And, yes, that's where we're at with it. Hope you guys had a fantastic day. I know I did. We had a fantastic show. And like I always tell you, anybody thinking about making some money, go ahead over to that description. Hit that link. Go ahead and see if you guys can win up to $750 today with those surveys that I got in there. Hit the link. See if you can make some money off the survey. Actually, I make $25 off of it too. So let's see who can make some money off some surveys. We always try to look out for all of our people up in here. Also, if you got any events coming up, if you have a party, anything like that, if you have a business, if you have a mobile car wash or whatever, send it to the email. We'll go ahead and send it and put it up in the post notification area so that all of our followers and subscribers can see it. Not only that, but last but not least, we have our own event that's coming up. It's called Show Your Talent, where I myself, BOOGOTTINYC, will be hosting a talent show here in the 5 boroughs of New York City. That's the Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. All 5 locations, we're going to have a talent show. If you're in those parts of the city, what that means is you come over, you show me your talent. If you're the best that day, you make $250 in cash. After we finish all the boroughs with all of the winners, we come together and the last final winner makes $1,000. So totally together, you guys can make up to $1,250. I don't care about what the talent is. If you're a singer, if you're a rapper, if you're I don't care what you do. If you're a chef, if you're an athlete, we want to see your talent. You could win and you will not even believe that you just beat somebody that's an excellent singer because of your talent. So don't limit the talent and you bring more people. So that's how we're doing it. If you have a talent, I want to see it. I'm going to pay you $250 for it. I'll let you know where the events are going to be at. Keep on following, keep on liking, stay on our channel, and you guys will be able to be participating with Show Your Talent that's sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. That's right, up to $1,250. You guys know Bugatti don't play. I want to make sure that you guys are getting money out of events as well as becoming a part of what I got going on. So moving forward, we have a lot of stuff happening. I'm going to be out in the field. We already went to St. Patrick's Day event. We had a lot of stuff happen. So stay with me, subscribe to the channel, become a member. We are that close to our 30,000 subscriber mark. And if you guys want to be a member, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. The more the merrier. We love the content. We love for you guys to share. We always like the comments and that you guys can always be a part and come to our bottom line and have somewhere to say what you got to say. We play the clips. We give you a chance to comment on it. And now you have a place in the community where everybody else can speak about it. Hopefully we get much more subscribers so the channel can move forward and get even bigger. Thank you so much to all of our mods. Get good looking. Hope you got your shirt today, Kendra. Car Care, thank you so much. VIP Auction Group, Kendra. Who else we got? We got Parrish in the building. We got so many people that look out. We got Marielle. Can't forget about Batty Lynn. All of our people that really show love to us, that really come here. Really want to thank you guys because we're here when? Every day at 6 o'clock. We do this every single day. So until tomorrow, y'all know what it is. Y'all really know. Y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, 6 o'clock in the morning, same time, same day. Kendra, see you tomorrow. Talk to you guys later. Get him. 1. See you guys tomorrow. Love.